I'm Dr. Seema Girish. I have been working for the insurance industry in UAE for the last 22 years. I'm a qualified doctor and I'm a mother of a daughter who's 24 years old. And I have also my husband here with me in UAE who's set up his own business.
That's beautiful. You seem to have a very beautiful family, and I think beauty just surrounds you. That's what I like to think. Let's begin, and let me begin by asking you a very sort of different kind of a question. So, when you came into the program, there were, of course, certain things and certain ways that you progressed through your transformation. But what do you think was a pivotal moment for you where you really were able to experience that shift in who you were before and who you are today?
If I remember vividly, Afreen, at the beginning of the program itself, I was so impressed by and inspired by Gurleen ma'am, her passion. I just wondered, I really lacked that passion in my life. Secondly, the very fact that she put it across so simply that everything, every relationship, everything what is external is directly linked with what conversation or the dialogues we have within us. That made me realize the huge gap I have there. I just realized that I have to work on that area, and that was like an eye opening for me.
I remember, Dr. Seema, when you came into the program, your purpose of coming in was very professional. You came in to grow in a very professional capacity. But I also do understand that, other areas of your life have also experienced that transformation. So, would you like to talk a little bit about the ripple effect that communication intelligence has had in other areas of your life than what you initially came in for?
Yes, Afrin. When I came in, I was having a very self-centered target, I should say, just to help me have a stress-free work. Okay. So my focus was only that. I thought that I have to get into a program, somebody will help me to come out of stress. But it was only about work. I never thought that everything is related to each other. So when I came into this program, it's just not about work. It's the whole concept of every relationship, every simple conversation what you have, focusing on every person you meet or greet in a day. So the whole concept of communication changed for me. So when I came in, I was like, I was having this habit of talking in a very fast pace. I was unable to listen to people. I was hardly listening to people, I should say. It was only about me talking, me conveying my things to them and getting my work done. For me, it was about getting the task done. So when I came here and with a program with ma'am's techniques and the way she made me realize the areas I need to improve, it was stuck. I could understand that she was able to see through and through me to understand, and gauge what are the areas I need to work. It's so many things about listening, about valuing people in front of you, and respecting people around you. So when we began the program, when she told me that it is all about my inner dialogue, what conversation I have to have, I just realized how much of negative thoughts do we have in a day, which is actually impacting or influencing the relationship what we have around, or the communication what we have with other people, and ultimately impacting our relationship with every one of us. So I think this is a beautiful journey what I experienced with Zenith, helping me to declutter all the negative thoughts. It's just not that you join a program and we are taught to some magical techniques and we get out result. It was not that. It's about first working on yourself, working totally internally to get away with all the old habits we have. And finally, then we start with our milestones on communication intelligence. How are we going to build those techniques? That's something which I was not prepared, but it was a beautiful experience which I enjoyed, and how it helped me to transform my inner self.
Beautiful, Dr. Seema, such a beautiful expression. And I just realized that I actually completely forgot how fast you used to speak and how stressed you used to be when you used to talk. That was something that, when you first came into the program, that would sort of reflect itself everywhere. And the reason I completely forgot was because your transformation has been so profound that now when somebody looks at you, there's just composure and there's just happiness on your face. And that's why I think your face changes from the inside out, because it feels as if you've gotten younger over the 12 weeks. A lot of times, when you're communicating, you start frowning, and that gives you those crow's feet and other things like that. And when you're at composure and when you're at peace with yourself and when you feel happy and you don't feel stressed, you don't feel like you need to bring in those facial expressions anymore. The only thing that you're doing is smiling, and people think, oh, what have you done to your face? And all you've done is just been happy and been at peace with yourself. And I just realized that indeed that's such a beautiful transformation that even I forgot about it.
Exactly what you just put words to that. Yeah, happiness, calmness, and peaceful. I feel very peaceful, and I can see the life as it passes by. I can feel it. Earlier, I didn't even realize that I was absolutely not mindful of what was happening. It was just about work, getting things done, everything like that. But now I'm enjoying the moments. That is a huge difference for me.
Absolutely. And in fact, I remember, Dr. Seema, that, you got the opportunity to sort of you re-begin your journey because there were certain things that sort of acted as impediments. And I very specifically remember that one of the key reasons that you wanted to restart your journey was because at your workplace, you felt that there were people who were, not exactly contributing to your growth the way that they needed to be. And even though you were the best at what you were doing, and that was contributing hugely to the stress and the dissatisfaction that you were experiencing. And I think that has changed quite a bit over the last few weeks now, especially in terms of how you're processing those things and the respect that people at your organization now have for you. So would you like to talk a little bit to that, how that has changed, where it was a couple of weeks ago and where it is now?
Yeah, absolutely correct, Afin. When I came into the program, in fact, just before I began the program, I had, faced a tough situation at work, where because of some internal changes in the company, and that put me totally off guard. I was feeling very miserable, and I was like almost, the tears were my constant companion. And even then, with that situation, I was really not in a frame of mind to start my program. But then I said, I think this is going to help me for sure. There is a reason for the behind everything. So I began the program with Zenith with ma'am. And I think the huge difference what my colleagues have seen, because they've seen me going through that rough patch, and how I was then, and the program has helped them to realize that how the impact the program has had on me, the total change. Despite of whatever tough situation I have, I stay calm, I stay happy, and people have begun to ask me about it. What is that keeps you happy despite of the tough situation you're going through?
Beautiful. So amazingly put together, Dr. Seema. I think a lot of times, one thing that you learn in communication intelligence is to sort of let go of seeking validation from people and allowing other people to acknowledge or not acknowledge what you're doing. But at the same time, what you start experiencing is that people start noticing you all the more in situations that you want to be noticed and you want to stand out. And I think your story is a beautiful example of that. Dr. Seema, you're a very learned person. And in fact, in one of our last Zenith Mastermind lives, I did say that I admire so much about you, the way that you surrendered yourself to this program. But the fact that you're a learned person also means that, over all of these years that you have, experienced the corporate world and you've learned so much, you would have come across other communication initiatives as well. So, my next question to you is going to be, what sets the communication intelligence training program apart from the other communication skills trainings that you might have attended?
I think first and foremost, the stark difference is about the mentor, the way Gurleen ma'am and also the entire Zenith team, all of you are so sincere and aligned. And I never felt that you people, the team is someone external. I felt that you're a family. You made us feel that. So it was not, it was just that it was not my journey alone. It's now I had my whole family with me to walk with me, to see me win through. So that comfort, what I felt helped me to boost me up. There were moments, right, in that, as you all know, that challenge I was going through, there were moments that, you would want to give up. But I think Zenith stood by me and pushed me to be there, and pushed me. And when I say sense, I'm saying that the support with love and caring, and the way you have been there to see me accomplish this. I think it would have not been possible if it was not Gurleen ma'am, after yourself, and Mridu and all of you together. Amazing, amazing. This kind of thing, as I said, I've seen it many a times. I've gone through different programs, and some way that the human touch, and the feeling it was missing. It was more commercial, and I never felt a minute that any of you are commercial. This is a huge difference in this world. I was surprised to see that I feel very fortunate also to have encountered Zenith and the whole entire team. I'm very, very grateful to that.
Dr. Seema, because this is a mentorship program, it's not exactly coming at a very, cheap cost. It's quite the fee that you end up paying to become a part of this program. My question to you is, now that you have experienced the outcomes out of communication intelligence, what would you say has your return on investment been with regards to the financial investment that you made and the investment on time that you made in communication intelligence?
I think the value of this program cannot be, compared to the fee what we ask. It's absolutely nothing. The value is the learning what we've had, and the changes it has brought in my life, personal life as well as professional life, is going to be there with me forever. How can we value it with this the fee what we are paying? I think people have to come and experience to understand what I'm speaking about. If anyone had told me, even I would have not believed it. But with my personal experience, if the very fact that I've seen the changes, what this program has done for me, I really feel that first thing what I felt that why didn't I encounter MAM and Zenith program much earlier in my life? It would have made things so much different, for me. I would have achieved so much more, I feel, personally, relationships, everything. So my aim now is help. I want people to understand the importance of communication intelligence, the importance of Zenith program, so that they benefit from it. And that is going to change their life by 360 degrees. I'm sure that the way it has changed for me, it would definitely change for them.
What I absolutely love and admire about you, Dr. Seema, is that I know that, you're not a very outgoing person. You are a very personal person, and you like to keep your experiences to yourself. And despite that fact, because you want the goodness of communication intelligence to reach other people, is why you're giving this interview today. And I absolutely love how you put all of that in such a succinct manner in the last question that I just asked you. We've talked a lot about Gurleen, ma'am. So let me ask you this. What aspects of her as a mentor do you think contributed the most to your growth in this training?
I think the entire experience of my, with her on with the program in the master class, as well as I had that beautiful opportunity to have that 101 with Gurleen ma'am. And I can never forget that experience after it. She made me realize that I need to, appreciate that little Seema in me, which I have been neglecting from long time. I never realized that. Each one of us have got that little, Seema, like for me, or a little one in you, which we keep neglecting. Basically, it's about self-love, right? So we don't understand that we put the, desires and that little Seema, and we neglect that person so much and put everything in ahead of that. And somewhere you're hurting that. So that day she made me realize the importance, and then it was like soul reaching experience. And the moment from that day I started feeling more confident about myself. I was able to raise above and see that what is happening within my life, which you are not ready to see or pause or look at. So she made me realize that, and it helped me hugely in my many of my relationship in my life. It has transformed for the better. So I think that was a beautiful experience.
Um, Dr. Seema, you've already mentioned that you want to be an ambassador of Zenith, and your goal is now to make as many people aware of Zenith as possible. So I'm not going to ask you a question about that. Instead, what I want to ask you about is, as we end this interview, if you were to summarize your journey with communication intelligence in just a few words, how would you summarize it?
Uh, I have become a changed person now. My family, who has seen me closely before Zenith, during the Zenith program, and after the result, I think they have experienced it from very close. My husband and my daughter. Uh, Earlier, I was hardly able to give them time, right? And I was always very stressful and at haste. But now they see me as very happy, calm. And it is the beauty of this program is that I have to, I don't know how to express this, but I have to say this to you that it has improved my relationship with my hubby. I have to tell you that we have again begun to have romance at this age. It's a beautiful experience what we are having now. Secondly, about my daughter, I think earlier I was hardly listening, right? So I've learned this empathetic listening is so important, and that has helped me have a better relationship with my daughter. And now she's more open; she can discuss everything with me. Though we are physically we are at a far distance, but I think the relationship has become more stronger now. Uh, Again, about my colleagues, they are able to. They can witness the changes in me. I'm able to talk more clearly, and I'm able to listen to them. So, a very fact that we understand that the audience, we should appreciate them and listen and build a trust first for them to listen to us, right? So, this patience and this calmness has helped me to have a better relationship with my colleagues, and now they find me more approachable. I think when we have this, changes within, we can also how you feel that the people are becoming more approachable is that you don't have to go to talk to them; they come to, they reach out to you. That's a huge difference from what you were, and they used to always perceive you as a busy person and hardly, able to give them time. But now they come and sit and talk to you. So that's a huge difference.
I love how you, so beautifully summarize how each aspect of your life has experienced a transformation with communication intelligence. And I think that's my favorite part of your journey, that, communication intelligence for everybody in your group extended much beyond, the professional growth that you came in here initially for. Your story specifically, especially with how your personal relationships have changed, are a true testament to that fact. And that's why I'm very happy that we got an opportunity to get your story on record today. It's always so wonderful interacting with you, Dr. Seema. Before we end this interview, my last question to you is there anything else that you'd like to say before we end this conversation today?
I want to tell Gurleen ma'am and Zenith team, uh, whatever it takes, I would like to live a life like a Zenith, and I would want to, continue the same practice throughout my life, and also help others understand the importance of this. So keep up your hard work, and whatever I can do from my end, I would want to support you all.
And you already have been in such beautiful ways. I know you don't like to talk too much about, the ways that you have been contributing, but your contributions, and I say this a lot, it's participants like you who make Zenith what it is. So from the bottom of our hearts, allow me to extend that gratitude to you for being such, such a great ambassador of what Zenith stands for. Thank you so much, Dr. Seema, for your time today, for your presence at Zenith, and for living your life like a Zenith and inspiring so many other people around you. Thank you.